What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Lisa Mutupi, and we are back onto my YouTube channel. So normally I'd see people saying that I speak fast and all these things. I don't know why, because I see myself speaking slow. But yeah, that's how it is. I'll learn to focus on speaking a bit slower. But yeah. So if you are not a subscriber yet, one thing that you can do is to obviously just click the subscribe button just like this. Like keep on pressing on it, and obviously you can just put that notification bell on. So in today's video, we are gonna be speaking about what actually made me speak about this topic is, especially after just a few days ago I chilled here with my friend Ref. He came, he visited. We've been in the house, we've been hustling, doing all these things, and he shot a live video, and he was going through the books that I've got there, and he basically just listed them out on Instagram. So a lot of people started reaching out to me, and they started asking me, no, Lisiba, we saw your books from Refrain, he was talking about you doing this, you reading these books, please tell us those books, we want to see them. And at first I didn't think it's a big deal to have books and stuff, but I noticed that a lot of people do respect that. Even though I'm a college dropout, that doesn't mean that I'm dumb or I don't like reading and all these things. It just means that college wasn't my path. I like reading and stuff, but just with the different. I like reading about finances, money, growth, all these things. So as long as it's something that can grow me, then I wouldn't mind reading about the mindset. Ne? So yeah, I got into it, and most people, especially most people, would be like, this person is using this person is using this to move forward in life. And it's not normally the case. The case is you have to obviously use whatever that you can use in order to just move forward in a much more legit and also a powerful way. So I've got my books here. I've got the top 3 books that I want to name down with you guys. Obviously I've got a bunch of books in the office there. I've got a lot of books, but today I want us to focus on only 3 books that I believed changed my life. So others, yes, I did read other books. I'll speak a bit more about it. It can be our 4th one. I'll speak a bit more about it so you can also get to understand it. It's the one that changed everything for me. And then afterwards, that's when everything started coming. After I started reading books, started going into personal developments and all these things. So let's jump straight into it. So the 4th one. So the 4th one, since I don't have it here on me now, I just thought of it now while saying this. It's actually Rich Dad Poor Dad. So 2017, before I just dropped out of college and stuff, I don't know how I even got the book Rich Dad. Did I get it, or was it a PDF? I think it was a PDF. I don't even know who recommended it to me or how I got to have it in on me on my phone. So I got Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I started reading it. I don't like reading books, but something about it, and I started reading the Rich Dad Poor Dad. I went in it, and I read, and something about me changed for good, forever. Yes, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always been a hustler. I've always made my own money and all those things. But I never knew that I was I never knew that I was an entrepreneur. I never knew that I was that person. For me, it was oh, this is the simplest way to make money. Let me do this. You understand? So Rich Dad Poor Dad made me see that, okay, no, for real. So let me just make sure this is wow. So then what actually Rich Dad Poor Dad done for me is that it literally showed me how can I put this, it showed me the 2 different types of the system, because I always saw it that way in my mind. I always seen it that way, but I just never knew that it's really possible, or maybe it's something that's really happening, because it's hard. I've never seen people that are doing all these things. So Rich Dad Poor Dad, it made me see the 2 different sides, because it's the rich one and the poor one. So the poor one is the one that when the system where education is he graduated, he's the highest the top or deputy of education, but this person is financially poor. And this one here, the Rich Dad, is actually a high school dropout, and he's a multi-millionaire. He's done all these amazing things. He takes care of his family and all these things. So he started comparing the 2 on how he learned from the 2. Then I was wow, I want to follow the Rich Dad path, instead of because doctors, lawyers, everyone, people that went to college were literally sitting in front of him on a table, and they were listening to him, and he would just also that was his team. So I wanted to be the Rich Dad instead of the Poor Dad. So I believed in the Rich Dad more than the Poor Dad. So that's one of the things that changed about me. So it's the Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, so that is for the 4th one. So luckily I've got the 3rd and the 2nd and the 1st one here. I want you to stay with me up until the very first one, because it's super interesting for you to find out. But yeah, and the story behind it. So I'll share it with you. But yeah, so what I have here is actually Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. This is how thick the book is. How many pages are here? 250, 300 pages. So this one here is like super powerful, né? So Think and Grow Rich, like, I started watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I know a lot of you guys, maybe you'd be taking granted of YouTube videos and stuff, but these things really do help out. Till this day, myself, I watch YouTube videos, né? I watch YouTube videos from, people that I follow, like with different niches, like different departments, né? Like obviously I've got businesses, so I watch about business. Obviously I'm a trader, I watch other traders, obviously I'm still like, it's just learning. Like YouTube is like, the best thing that you can do, that you can invest in. So yeah, I found one of the guys, Bob Proctor, and I've been watching him ever since, and he spoke about this book like on each and every video that I've watched of him. I was like, what, let me get this book, let me read it and see what it says. And it's like Think and Grow Rich. Like literally it's all about thinking, and the mindset that you are thinking into. Like obviously it's the seeds that you plant in, whether you put in weeds or whether you put in, the beautiful seeds that will grow into, becoming something that you can, fortunately, pull from the tree and eat nicely, né? And so it's like abundance, prosperity, wealth, health, and all those things, like all these positive things. At first, I never knew about this. Even when I started reading it, I thought it would take me a long time for me to have that mindset. But you don't see these things happening. Bit by bit, it started, happening. Bit by bit, it started happening. So it changed my life, like in a positive way, and it made me like it 10 times, like each and every book that I read, like it like literally 10 times everything. Because like literally, guys, just 3 years ago I was still like in the back at home, in the hood. I was just always at the corner doing nothing with my life, hustling for 2 rents. And today, like, I've built over multi-million rents companies and all these things. Like, I've got things like that. Like, I've got a lot of things that are going on. I've got things that I'm pushing, and also I've got a beautiful surprise for you guys, but you'll get to see that. I don't want to announce it now, but yeah, it's okay. So all these things, like, it's just a lot of things that are happening. And it's not, I didn't finish college, I didn't take a business class, I didn't get like investments from someone believing in my journey, giving me 500,000. I didn't do all these things. I just had to, work my way through all these obstacles, all these challenges, all these things. And these books were the ones that actually, helped me throughout the whole journey, for me to believe in the process, for me to believe that, no matter how hard I try, no matter how persistent, I can push in all these things, one day it will pay off. So I just had to stick to it. So books such as Think and Grow Rich are the ones that actually, did play a part on me. So let us move on to the second book. Okay, so the second book that we have here is actually Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. Ne? So this one here, I've read it multiple times on it was on PDF before I had it physical. Now I just because back then I couldn't get enough money to buy books physically, ne? So I would just download them PDF, or like download them on the PDF. So a lot of people would be struggling, where do I get these books? It's simple. You just go, it shouldn't be lazy, just go in the internet and search Trading in the Zone, and you'd be able to get PDFs of it somewhere there, ne? So yeah, I got about it. I read books such as Naked Forex, these Trading in the Zones. I've read the Trading Coaches. I've read like a lot of books. There's also this other one, Telegram public channel, that I'm in, the Chess books, so I'll get to download books and stuff. And so people take these things for granted, but it's okay. So I'll download these books, and then after downloading them, and I'll just read the ones that I'm more interested in. So I read Trading in the Zone, and it changed my trading life like this. So I went from being the trader that believes in, you have to get the perfect entry, perfect this for me to make money. But this showed me that it's not even that. It's all up in the mind. It's all up in the mind. And not only that, but it's like the psychology part of it is the one that actually plays a part. So I was like, wow. So my mindset is the one that can either give me money or lose me money in the markets. Then I started, back testing. I started seeing results. I started, I'm coming up with things like with way forwards, like the strategies on how I can implement, and not only just get the best entry and stuff, but stick to that one specific strategy, and still make as much profits as possible. So it actually helped me in a way whereby I was able to tweak a lot of things with my mind, and I was able to see a lot of success after reading it. Not immediately after reading it, but I saw a lot of success after reading this book when it comes to the markets. Because at first I couldn't even hold your $100. Like when I hold $100, I'd be excited. I'd be like, it's a lot of money. I'm excited. I'm celebrating. I couldn't do that. So now I can hold over thousands, $2,000, and I won't even feel like it's a lot of money. It's all up with the psychology, the mindset of it. So I believe that it can help you out. It can help someone out there that is watching this video. So obviously that's why I'm sharing this. But let us move on to the first one. But before we move on to it, just make sure that you are already subscribing. If not, And yeah, if you are not subscribing, you can obviously hit that subscribe button, and obviously like this video, because already the books that I did share with you, I've shared with the mindset that they gave me, the great stories behind it, and it's like it's a win-win, like there's no lose at all. So let's jump into the first one. So the very first one, on which I read last year, June, but I knew about this maybe last year, beginning of the year, but I just didn't believe too much, and I just started going more into it, watching the movie, reading the book, watching the movie, reading the book, and it is The Secret. So The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. So one thing that I like about this is that obviously it doesn't matter, but one thing that I like about this is that it has like my favorite people, your Bob Proctor is in here, is like one of the teachers of The Secret. It speaks about the law of attraction. So law of attraction is obviously the energy that you put out there. It has to come back to you, and it's going to come back to you into reality, meaning that whatever that you can see in your mind, and you put the energy of you experiencing it, then you can obviously attract that thing back into your life. But in reality, because at the end of the day, the universe doesn't understand the difference between reality and not reality. If you feel happy, like you are happy. So even if let's say you are sad, you're feeling sad and stuff, and then you tell yourself you are happy, and then you start feeling happy, automatically the universe is gonna give you what you are. You are happy. It's gonna make you happy. So that's just how it is. So there's a lot of things. Like I started with attraction. So I started with manifesting small things. I'll just manifest. I just want to walk out of my house, and while walking out, I want to see ta 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 ta, and I'd walk out and like easily maybe leaves or like simple things. Like I started manifesting small things, and I'd manifest like I don't know where my phone is at, but I wish it's on the charger wherever it's at. Small things such as that. And boom, when I go look for it, like I found out that before I went to go bath, like I was charging it. Perfect. So those small things, like I put the energy out there for me to experience those things. So I was like, what, let me move this into a bigger goal. Let me go from I'm doing this to just increasing my stuff. So I was like, what, I want to make I think at the time I was averaging 30,000 a month or 50,000 rents a month. So I was like, what, I want to make $1,000 a day. That was my attraction, $1,000 a day. And it pushed no results obviously for the first 30 days and so on, but 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line or something like that, I was making $1,000 a day, like simple on a daily basis. Just like recently, I've just closed weeks ago, I just closed over $10,000 in a single day. So and even with the car, like I was chilling, I watched it. They were like, you have to visualize sitting, in the car that you want, feel it, experience that whole moment, see your hands, steering wheel, all those things. I thought it was a joke at that time, but I was like, let me do this, and I done it because I've always written down in my my books that I want to drive an A45, a Mercedes-Benz A45 as my first car. Though it wasn't like it was just my first car. So I was like, I want the A45. So it came to a point where I was like, what, let me visualize this thing, because I've always written it down. Let me visualize and see what's happening. Then I started visualizing it. Like 2 weeks later, I came back with the car. Like I promised. Obviously, I've been hustling, I've been pushing and doing all these things, but I was able to accumulate money during that specific time frame. I was able to buy that car cash. Not only that, but at first, before seeing that car, I saw another car, a beautiful car, BMW. I was about to buy it and stuff. I put they wanted like I won't say specific amounts, but I put 50% of that money, not 50%, like maybe 30% of that money down. And I told that guy I withdrew from my trading account, give me 2 days, and once it hits my bank, I'll give you the rest. And on the second day, on the day where I had to go get the car, they already told me that they gave that car to someone else. So I was like, wow, okay, what's happening? And while driving back home, I just drove past the garage. I saw this beautiful A45 edition 1. The mileage was like low on it, and it was like it spoke with me. So I got there, I spoke with the guy. I was like, obviously they didn't take me serious because I'm young and all these things. But I was like, what, I want this car, I really want it. And that guy was like, what, if you want it, let's go for it. Then he's like, yeah, bank want it. I was like, no, I'm taking it cash. You think that I'm joking? I want to take it cash now. And I took it cash, and then I drove back home and I parked it there. And when I went back into the office, when I went back in the room in the office, I like The Secret was there on the table. So I was like, I looked at it and I just looked outside. I've got an A45, and I looked at it. I was like, wow, like it nearly gave me a teardrop, because it was like a moment. So obviously from there, I started like attracting more things. I started attracting not only money things, to be honest. I started attracting more, like let's say for instance, reaching more people on. Sorry about that. sorry about that. Like, let's say for instance, reaching more people on YouTube. I started attracting, me having beautiful relationships with people that matters. I started attracting having, beautiful partners that the partners that I can push with, hustle with, that are dedicated, pushing with, and I started attracting a lot of things. Like today, I've got, like, I work with people that used to inspire me, and I work with them on a daily basis. We hustle together, we do all these things. Me and my relationships, it's moving well, we're moving well, and all these things. Family, I'm taking care of family, I'm doing all these things that I've always wanted to do. And there's still a lot of things that I've attracted, that I'm still attracting. That's why I say that you are going to be seeing shortly, because some of the deals, like some of the things that are closed, and I don't want to share it now, but I want to show. And not only that, but there's just a lot of growth, and even finances. I just 10 times everything. I went from wanting to make this to now wanting to make this, and like it's just crazy. So those are the top 3 books that I do have. Obviously, I started with the 4th one, which was Rich Dad Poor Dad. The 3rd one, which was Think and Grow Rich. The 2nd one, which was Trading in the Zone, and the 1st one, which is The Secret. So I hope that this video did help someone out there. Obviously, the main purpose of this is to just hear how I was able to play around with these books, how they changed my life, and you can pick. No need for you to read all of them at once. You can pick the best ones for you, or you can pick maybe the 1st one, or you pick the 3rd one. But as time goes on, then you'll start, and then you go into the next book, and the next book, and the next book. So I have a lot of books that I read that play a part. Obviously, you can't just read these books and boom, you are there. There's still more books that you have to read in order to understand what is being said in there for real. Like the things that are being said in The Secret, like yes, you can get it, but it's simple to understand. But for you to believe it, obviously you have to watch. You have to read things such as Magic of Thinking Big. You have to know Magic of Believing, and all these things. You understand? So yeah, those are my top 3 books. But yeah, I hope that you guys did find value in this video, and make sure that you do like, make sure that you do subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video.